So we just got to the Jumbo Mara Safari Lodge, and when you're booking to really set up a whole safari, you're going through an agency who's booking you at specific camps, who is using a specific guide. So for example, we booked through Bonfire Tour Agency, who hooked us up with the guide, James, and this specific camp. So understand that your guide isn't just connected to the agency you go through. A lot of them will try to sell you like, oh, but we have the best guides. Well, everybody else in our group who has the same guide booked through different agencies, and understand that the price isn't always gonna be the same. So you wanna try to bargain for a good price, but also trying to keep your quality high. Now, if you're wondering what a safari like this will cost you, let me break it down. And if you're in Kenya booking a safari, it heavily depends on whether you're a citizen or a non-citizen. For example, out here, to get into the Masai Mara, to the national forest, like the park, it costs $80 for a non-resident and $10 for a resident, and that's per day. Now, to book a place like this that has a gym, a pool, beautiful dining area, our own like actually built structure for a 3-day safari was $230 per person. And for a place like this, now that's not including the park passes, that's $80 per day for a non-citizen, $10 for a citizen per day. But I also think we got a deal on the $230 for the whole trip per person because we have a Kenyan citizen in our group. So if you're looking to do a safari out here in the Masai Mara on a decent budget, I would say ballpark around 500 bucks for a 3-day safari, you're doing all right. It's also not peak season by any means. If you come out here for the Great Migration, prices might skyrocket. I don't know. And this is my man, Kevin, right? Kevin, yeah. Kevin's taking care of us. Thanks, Kevin. Asante. Okay, so now that I've talked about price quite a bit, I want to talk a little bit about the amenities that you have here, because it blew me away. When we were booking this safari trip, the lady actually downgraded us accommodations, and this was the downgrade. So let's go to the room or hut first. The room was beautiful. I mean, you had a full bathroom with running water, hot water, like it's a top of the line facility as far as I was concerned. 2 beds. I was taking the stuff off of the bed to put our camera equipment because I sleep on the ground anyways. And you had this front balcony porch area that you looked out into the bush where these little monkeys would hop around all the time. But the room was gorgeous. Now outside you had beautiful flower garden areas everywhere you walked. Walking back towards the lobby, at the lobby you had the pool, you had a pool table, billiards table, you had foosball, you had ping pong, and obviously the exercise room that I showed you a little bit earlier. Now over to the dining, this also blew me away. The dining was wonderful. Breakfast was full buffet. I think we had dinner 1 or 2 nights there as well, full buffet. And the staff there actually went to school just to study like culinary works to provide these services. And you had all sorts of options. You had vegan options, vegetarian options, obviously. You could ask for fruit at basically any time of the day. They would go back and cut you some and bring it out. They had coffee for you caffeine addicts in the morning, but it was full service. They had a spinning bar that you could lift up and get out whatever you wanted. They had fresh omelets that they'd put onions and peppers and vegetables in or whatever you wanted, ham. They had like a rotisserie hot dog machine. The dining really surprised me here. It was really good. And like I said, when the lady at the travel agency said, okay, we're gonna downgrade you because I wanted to save a little bit of money, I was like, okay. Like, of course I was about it because I wanted to save the money, but I was worried what that meant for the actual accommodation. But this place was great. I would 10 out of 10 recommend this spot. There were nicer lodges for sure, but the other one that we saw that was a more upscale stay didn't have a pool. And I don't remember seeing the exercise equipment or the like fun stuff in the lobby, like the pool table, the ping pong, the foosball. I didn't see any of that there. If you're in the midst of planning your trip to the Masai Mara, I'll drop a couple resources down below that you can research and check out, along with our guide's actual contact information, because James was amazing. Your guide is what makes this safari great or terrible. That person, the guide, is the most important person on your whole trip. So I'll put his information down below along with some of the stuff that we use to book as well. But my name is Ryan Fila. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you take a half a second to go down and like it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more travel videos, more stuff on productivity and self-development on the road as well. But until next time, you try to live your dream, and hopefully I'll see you there. Peace.